Hi, hello everyone. Today I'm going to make you a slide video about how to host a Python web app online and on your own server and to make it available to the web. So first of all, let's check the app. So I'm using the Python app of one of my colleagues, which is this one. So this is how it's supposed to look in the end. So it's supposed to look like this. So this is the app. You can run whatever you want on it, like Flask app, Remy app, PySimpleGUI, whatever you want. So as you can see, the server is secured with SSL certificate, and I have my own domain name, which is available absolutely everywhere, not only in local. You can try it on your own, and yeah, it works really well, and it is really fast. So how to make it work? First of all, I'm going to show you the Python code of my colleagues, which is this one. It's Shannon and Nyquist rules explanation in Python. Really simple and really cool. You can use it if you want. It's completely open source, and yes. So let's go. Let's deep in. As you can see, I have my own domain name, which is ontopoi.com. I added a subdomain name, which is shannon.ontopoi.com, and mapped it to my own server. First thing that you need to do, you need to buy a domain name, or if you already have one, map it with a subdomain, or not if you want. You just do whatever you want. After that, you need to have Docker installed on your server, if it's like Windows or whatever you want, I don't care. And you need to pull the code that I put on GitHub. This one, it's really simple one. There's two main files. The first one is the Docker file. It's the file that's going to create the image in order to make your container, your container run with Python and with your app. So this is mine. You can change it as you want. It's really simple. And yeah, this is the second one, which is also running, as you can see, with Let's Encrypt certificate, Let's Encrypt container, and an nginx-proxy container, which is like a reverse proxy that's checked the name of the address that the client is accessing with and is mapping it to the container. Okay, so I'm on my web server right now. I'm going to go to the yes, so I'm already in it. As you can see here, I have all the files. So the thing that I've done before is something like git clone up. Let me show you this dot git, and that's it. And after that, as you can see, I have all the files. After that, the thing that you need to do is, if you want to use Shannon for dummies, the code that I'm using, which is running on PySimpleGUIWeb, you need to do two slight modification. Not too slight, but like, I'll show you. Okay. So you need to change the code in order to use the web version. You need to change this line, also the line 69, with your IP, the IP of the container, linked in the nginx-proxy network in Docker. You can change the port to whatever you want, but yeah, you need to map it in Docker. You need to, in this line 384, you need to add this code, because when the client is going to close the window like this, normally the server is supposed to shut down and the app will not be available no more. Like, now it's still available. So that's what it's meant to be. And you also need to add this code because there was an error in the code of my colleague, so just add this line. Yeah, okay, so let's check that. First of all, you need to do docker.compose build. It's going to build the image of the code, and it's going to pull the Python 3.8 image, make 3 different image, and pull all the requirement that you have for the project. So you need to have a requirement file like this one. And after that, it's going to create the image linked with your project. After that, you just need to do docker.compose up.d, and it's going to launch the container. You can check if it's running by doing docker compose ps.a. So as you can see, I have the name of my container right there, the command, which is normally the command that you should run on your computer, like Python, and the local web server will run. As you can see, the container is up. We have mapped 2 different ports. So normally you should think that when I'm accessing a web server, it's going to go on the 80 port for HTTP and 443 for the HTTPS. But we are running it with an nginx-proxy, a reverse proxy container, which is, you can see the 2 containers are right there. You have the nginx-proxy Let's Encrypt and the proxy itself. So the proxy itself, what it does is just taking all the requests from the port 80 and the port 443, and it's getting all the certificate needed for the domain names and sending all the requests to the given containers. So I have the WordPress, which is running as well. I have a cloud, which is running as well, and the Python Shannon Liquid, which is running as well. So in order to make it run, you have to do docker compose build, docker compose up, and you can check obviously if the container is running. And we can just check the logs of the container. Oh fuck. By doing this, as you can see, there's lots of different error, and yeah, there's all the logs, so that's really useful. And in order to get the IP of the container in the network, first you should create the network. After that, create the 2 containers for the proxy and the Let's SSL certificate, which is the Let's Encrypt container. And for that, you should just do the docker network ls. As you can see, my network for the container is right there. You can network inspect the network in order to check all the containers that are running in the network. nginx.proxy, and as you can see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different containers mapped into this network, and you can just pick the IP of the given container that you want to access. So this one is the Python 3.8, so the Shannon and the web app, the Python web app. Pick the IP right there and change it into your code. So shannon.py right there, and as you can see, the port that is mapped on the container is 8080, and the web IP is the one that is in the nginx-proxy network, which is this one, as you can see. After that, you can simply check if everything is running well on the nginx-proxy side. So by doing docker logs nginx.proxy. So on mine, there's lots of stuff that's running, so yeah, We just need to wait a bit. And as you can see, the request should pop up like this. So your domain name right there and the request right there. What we can also check is the fact that you need to configure your domain name and yeah, your domain name in the Docker Compose file. So right there, here you have the environment variables that you need to change. So those are mine. So this is my domain name, my domain well as well. This is for the nginx-proxy, and those two are for the two containers, the nginx-proxy and the Let's Encrypt certificate that is going to create automatically an SSL certificate mapped with your domain name, and it's going to renew it automatically. So that's really cool. And yeah, that's it, guys. As you can see, the app is running pretty well. Yeah, it's working well. Everything is working as expected. You can ask me whatever you want in the comments below, question or like yeah, if you have anything, you can just ask. I will try to answer as fast as possible. And you can also check the code available on my GitHub. I'm going to put it in the description below, and also the code of my colleague Jean-Pierre Chauffret, the Shannon for the miscode. So guys, have a good day. Hope that this video was a little bit helpful, and see you.